Imagine this. You're on a mammoth hunt, 30,000 years ago, somewhere in what will eventually become southern France. You and 8 other people have been tracking this animal for 2 days. You haven't eaten properly in 3 days. Your hands are numb, your legs are done, but the mammoth is cornered against a rock face, and everyone is moving into position. And after 2 days of nothing, this is finally it. The plan is working. People are shouting, throwing, driving it back. You're on the right flank. Every hunt you've ever been on has led to this exact moment, and you know exactly what you're doing. And then, someone on your left shouts something. You don't even know what, you just react. 1 second. You look left instead of right. You don't hear it coming. You just look back and see the foot above your head. Suddenly, everything turns black. Hey there. Today we're answering a question that sounds simple and isn't. Why wouldn't you survive as an ancient human? The obvious answer is that mammoth. 8 tons of prehistoric elephant with no fear of humans and no interest in your survival. But here's the thing, the mammoth is actually the least of your problems, because the ancient humans who got trampled were the ones who made a mistake. The ones who didn't make a mistake still died, just more slowly, and from things considerably more embarrassing than a mammoth. Before we get into exactly how, 2 things about prehistoric human survival that most people don't know. 1. Myopia, nearsightedness, affects somewhere between 40 and 80% of modern urban populations. In prehistoric hunter-gatherer populations, the rate was 0 to 2%. If you wear glasses or contacts, you cannot clearly see what's at 80 meters. Most large prehistoric predators begin their attack run from around 60. You'd see it at 30. The math on that is not in your favor. 2. For approximately 90% of human prehistory, Earth was in a glacial period. The environment your ancestors evolved to survive in was routinely 5 to 10 degrees colder than today. They adapted over tens of thousands of years. You adapted the central heating. Those are not equivalent preparations. Now, let's talk about every other way the ancient world would have killed you. Because the mammoth was quick, what comes next is not. The first problem is your modern body. Let's say the hunt succeeded. Everyone made it back. Tonight, there's food and fire, and the world feels manageable. Here's something nobody tells you about prehistoric survival. The most dangerous thing you brought into the ancient world isn't ignorance or inexperience. It's your body. Because your body was built for a world that stopped existing about 10,000 years ago. Your feet were shaped by shoes. Your vision was shaped by screens. Your back was shaped by chairs. Prehistoric humans were built from childhood by an environment that loaded their bones, trained their eyes on horizons, and forced their spines to carry real weight every single day. The forensic record shows it. Bone density, roughly 20% greater than yours. Near universal sharp distance vision. Musculature that modern humans only develop through years of dedicated training. You have the skeleton of someone who sits. They had the skeleton of someone who survives. Your feet develop stress fractures within weeks on rocky, frozen terrain. Your eyes can't resolve the predator until it's already inside your reaction window. Your back gives out under loads that every other member of your group carries without thinking. None of this kills you directly. It just makes you slower, less useful, and increasingly dependent on a group that cannot afford dependence. In an environment where survival is caloric mathematics, degrading is dying. It just takes longer to finish. We all probably heard the phrase survival of the fittest, and in this case, you do not count in the fit category. Then there is the weather. Upper Paleolithic Europe. Temperatures regularly dropping below 0 at night, even in summer at elevation. The ancient humans who survived this environment did so through 2 things. Prepared animal fur clothing, which takes months of skilled work to produce, and fire. Fire is the one keeping you alive right now. Not metaphorically. Tonight, the fire goes out. You don't know how to restart it. Firemaking with prehistoric tools is a learned skill that takes months to develop. Specific techniques, specific materials, specific muscle memory. You have a vague memory of rubbing sticks together. That's not the same thing. The clock starts immediately. Your temperature drops and your body moves through its responses in order. Shivering first, burning through your glucose reserves trying to generate heat, destroying your fine motor skills in the process. Then the shivering stops. Not because you're warming up, because your muscles have nothing left to burn. The silence feels like improvement. Your prefrontal cortex is already too cold to tell you otherwise. Then something stranger. As your hypothalamus loses temperature control, it paradoxically signals your blood vessels to dilate. Blood rushes to your skin. You feel an overwhelming, completely convincing sensation of burning heat. So intense that roughly 20 to 50% of severe hypothermia victims remove their clothing, all of it, in the cold that is killing them. They are found dead and naked with their clothes folded neatly nearby. Your brain, dying of cold, concluded you were overheating, and you believed it completely. After that, your heart's electrical system, highly temperature sensitive, destabilizes. Ventricular fibrillation. The heart stops pumping and starts quivering. Nothing left to do after that. Total time from fire going out to death, 4 to 6 hours.
But let's say you found shelter.
The fire stayed lit. You made it through the night, and you're starting to feel something dangerously close to confidence. That's when the cave lion finds you. Modern humans retain almost no functional predator avoidance instincts. We've lived in predator-free environments for roughly 10,000 years. What's left is a vestigial startle response and a vague unease about dark spaces. Prehistoric humans had threat detection behaviors drilled into them from childhood. They knew what a cave lion sounded like at 200 meters, what disturbed snow at the tree line meant, what the specific quality of silence before an ambush felt like. You know something feels a little off. You're not sure what. The cave lion is 25% larger than a modern African lion, built for open terrain pursuit, and has no learned fear of humans. Cave lions didn't avoid people. People were prey. The cave bear is worse in different ways. Twice the size of a modern grizzly, up to 1,000 kilograms, and it wants the same cave you want. The archaeological record shows human and cave bear remains layered in the same cave systems across thousands of years. This wasn't a single bad encounter. It was an ongoing war over real estate that both species kept showing up to. Your specific problem. From first sound to physical contact on a cave lion's attack run is approximately 0.8 seconds. Human reaction time for an unrecognized novel threat is 1.5 to 2 seconds. Prehistoric humans closed that gap through recognition. They'd already identified the threat before the attack began. You need the full processing time. You don't have it. The kill is fast. And I think I don't need to explain to you what happens to your body other than it is torn into many pieces before ending up in the stomach of the lion. Here's the number that reframes everything. Average life expectancy at birth in the Paleolithic is estimated at around 30 to 35 years. That sounds like the headline. It isn't. That number is almost entirely dragged down by childhood mortality. If an infection, a cold night, or a predator didn't kill you before you were 10, you had a realistic shot at reaching 60. The ancient world didn't kill people by aging them faster. It killed them by making every single day between birth and adulthood an elimination round. The ones who made it weren't tougher than you in some abstract motivational sense. They were trained from birth by consequences you've never encountered. Every behavior, every instinct, every reflex that kept a prehistoric human alive was paid for by the ones who didn't have it.